Hey everybody and welcome back. In today's video, I'm going to do a little bit more of an in-depth overview and review of the Lor Barista machine. Now I'm going to put two links in the description. One is to an unboxing, which also shows the subtotal for what I paid, so there's some pricing info in that video. But then the other video is going to compare this to the Nespresso Virtuo Next. Now, part of the reason that I purchased this machine is it's on the more affordable end right now, but also the pods are much more affordable than the Nespresso Virtuo pods. So for example, you can get the Lor brand if you're interested, but you can also buy other brands of the original Nespresso pods that are much more affordable, especially if you're going the espresso route, compared to something like the Nespresso Virtuo Next, which is pretty costly. Now, that could change over time, but again, right now, that's just how it's kind of worked out for me. All right, so I did want to jump in and do a screen share really quickly and just show the machine on the website. Now, you can buy the capsules from a couple of different areas, including Amazon and other websites, but I wanted to show the machine, which again, prices will change over time. Main thing to focus on here are a couple of notes. So the box itself for the machine is typically going to include the system, most likely a free capsule assortment, and then you have that satisfaction guarantee. The main things I wanted to focus on are right here. So you'll see quite a few different things, including the 25-second heat up, and then you'll see that you get a 40-ounce water tank, silky crema in every cup, and then the ability to brew coffee and espresso, which is one of the primary reasons I purchased this. Another thing to note is you have 6 sizes from 1.4 ounces to 12 ounces to brew those coffee and espresso options. Now, the main reason that I purchased this is this bullet point right here. This brews the Lor single serve coffee and espresso capsules, Peet's coffee single serve capsules, and then the Nespresso original machine capsules. So you'll see you have quite a few different options, but another thing that I really liked is the 2-year warranty. Now let's go ahead and jump back to the machine itself. Now, I do want to show a review or overview actually using the machine. So this has been off for a couple of hours now. So I'm going to go ahead and basically just start it up, put a pod in, and see how long it takes to go start to finish. So what we're going to use is just one of these standard espresso capsules. Now, if you're interested, you can also get coffee capsules, which come in a slightly larger box. But we're just going to go with the espresso since the machine's cooled down. So we're going to go ahead and hit the power button. And then we will essentially wait, but we can go ahead and get our pod ready. So we have our standard pod, which is a little bit smaller than the Nespresso Virtuo pods, although those are a little bit longer. So I'm not quite sure how it's going to compare as far as the total caffeine output. But I will say that having used this compared to the machine or the Virtuo Next, taste and flavor is still pretty solid overall. So I've put everything in, the lights are on. Let's go ahead and choose the largest option. So as you can see, the machine's already ready, and it's ready when all the lights are lit up. So I actually started a second or two late, but you can kind of see when all of these buttons are lit up, it's basically ready to go. Now, it is a little bit louder than the Virtuo Next, but all things considered, it's still pretty solid as far as the overall performance is concerned. So, as you can see, we have this larger shot brewing right now. I would say start to finish, you could probably get a cup of coffee in well under 2 minutes, pretty easily. Another thing that I'm impressed with is the fact that you can choose your size. So, for example, if we go with our coffee, when you put it in, from what I've seen or read or understood, you'll have the 2 different capsule sizes, which are listed on this sticker on the top, and the machine will basically know, okay, you've put in either an espresso capsule or a coffee capsule. Now, you don't want to get confused by these because although this is an espresso capsule and this is a coffee capsule, both packages do say ground coffee, which obviously that's what it is. But in case you're confused, these are what the 2 boxes look like. So we'll go ahead and put that off to the side. As you can see, we have our espresso here. I'll point this down a little bit so you can see we have that crema on the top that they are really big on advertising. And you get an idea, this is a fairly large mug. So I have average size hands, so you can see it's a pretty big cup, but that's the general output for that specific size. So we have small espresso, medium espresso, large espresso, same thing for the coffees as well. And as you can tell, the machine's already ready to brew again as all of these lights are lit up. So as far as overall performance, I would say it's pretty close to, if not faster than, the Nespresso Virtuo Next machine. Another thing that I noticed is I've only had this for a day, but I was able to hit the on button, throw a capsule in, close it, and hit a button and walk away before the machine was warmed up. Sometimes when I've done that with the Nespresso Virtuo Next, it seems like it didn't register and I have to open and close very quickly, but I have to do it carefully to make sure that the pod doesn't get punctured a second time. So minor thing to note, but as you can see, we have our coffee pretty quickly. There's a little steam coming off of it, so it's definitely at a hotter temperature. So as far as my overall review, the main reason I switched to this Lor machine is pricing and compatibility with the original Nespresso pods. So this machine can do coffee and espresso just like the Nespresso Virtuo machine, but the coffee and espresso can be in 3 different sizes, and you can get it in 3 different sizes simply by pressing the button. You don't have to choose and purchase a specific capsule size like you do with the Nespresso Virtuo Next machine. So I would say my first and really just biggest reason for buying this is price. It's a really affordable machine. Again, the pricing is in the unboxing video, but on sale you can typically buy these with different sample packs of coffee similar to this one here. You can typically get them for around $120. I believe I paid $119 was the subtotal, and I got the machine, this gift pack, and I believe a box of coffee and 6 or so boxes of espresso. So all things considered, it's a really good starter pack and really good price. So I would say, again, the main perk to this is the price. My main concern, which I cover in my comparison video, is just the machine does feel like it's a little bit on the cheaper side. This portion is solid metal, and then everything else just has a cheaper kind of hollow feeling plastic. But again, since it has a 2-year warranty, or at least the one I purchased does, I'm not as concerned about that. So you get some really good coffee. I've tried the vanilla flavored coffee, and compared to some of the flavored coffees from Nespresso, the vanilla flavor stands out much more. So if you're someone who likes a more prominent flavor, I think that that's definitely there. And for me personally, I don't notice much, if any, difference in quality between the Lor and the Nespresso machine. What I really like is the fact that you can get this machine and then go purchase any of the original Nespresso line capsules. My understanding, which may be incorrect, but my understanding is Nespresso doesn't have the patent or something along those lines for the original Nespresso capsules, which is why you can find those from a bunch of different companies, as opposed to the Virtuo Next, which currently you can only buy the Starbucks or the Nespresso brand. So you get a little bit more variability in the coffee as well, which I think is also helping with pricing. So all things considered, I think that this is an incredible machine for the price. I'm not sponsored by them in any way. I will put a referral code in the description if you're interested in signing up. It helps me to get a discount or something for free or something like that. But the main reason that, again, I wanted to do this video is having come from the Nespresso machine, which I just found myself going back to bagged coffee just because of the price and how much coffee I drink. I think that this is something that you should do some research on, but definitely consider purchasing, because again, the value for the money, especially in the long run, when you don't worry about the cost of the machine and focus on the cost of the coffee, it is still better. And I haven't noticed, after only a day, but quite a few cups of coffee and espresso, I haven't noticed much of a difference, or really any difference at all, in quality or flavor, and I haven't had any issues with it yet. So if you have any questions, put them in the comment box below, and I'll see you all in the next video.